Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to Near Disney. It's the Wednesday show where the dream team comes together to bring you all that's going on in Orlando and everything within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. All right, what's popping besides those fireworks, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in. We've got some good content to bring you this evening. Sitting in the host chair tonight, I am Elijah Lewis with Florida in Motion Realty. And here on Near Disney, they call me the Prince of Real Estate. Okay. And joined next to me is our esteemed colleague,
Tanya from Florida Emotion Realty. I'm actually drinking coffee from our office.
We don't quite yet sell merchandise,
Not
but
yet, not
that
yet. But stay tuned for
but
that.
yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, that's good. We got it on the inside. So thanks, Tanya, and yes, habla español for the.
Mhm.
And then below
It
we have
does. I am Sue from Florida in Motion Realty, and they also call me Aurora, which is Sleeping Beauty. Welcome, everyone.
yes, welcome. All right, so we're on the cusp of September. You know when we're gonna have to wake Billy Joe up from Green Day when that's over with. But before then, we're still into August, and yeah, if there's this end of the month is when closings tend to get scheduled for those last things. So shout out to all of our title companies, Equitable Title, handling some great deals. First American Title, it's a we're blessed to be busy and to have closings going on. So if you have any questions for us, or if you got any real estate going on, please go you use the chat. We love to hear from you guys. Love to know where you're watching from. If you have any questions for us, don't feel like you're interrupting us while we're bringing you the news. This is a very reciprocal thing. I see a lot of people jumping in. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us. Saying go team. They call us the dream team. I'm getting a little bit of a echo. So pardon that while we figure that out. But I thought I'd throw it to Sue. Sue, you have a real fun article for us about something that's going on with downtown Orlando's Lake Eola.
Yeah, Lake Eola has been so awesome in bringing these new swans. They've got 6 new swans. They have 2 Australian black, 2 whooper, and 2 trumpeter swans, and they've added those in. This rang true to me because I lived on the lake for a long time, and one of the swans was allegedly killed by a river otter, and that just brought back memories because the river otters where we were huge. We had some that were 5 and 6 feet long. And so my heart just goes out to those birds that don't make it, but they are adding to their fleet there. And so Elijah, if you wouldn't mind playing that video, that would be great. Oh, you are playing the video. I didn't hear
I'm
anything.
giving you some background there. But yeah, that is sad to hear. I mean, I didn't know that otters could be contentious with swans. I thought that those were kind of two animals doing their own thing, and that's unfortunate to hear. But I'm glad that there's 6 new ones that are welcomed into Lake Eola. If you don't know, Lake
Yeah.
Eola is a really cool part of the downtown Orlando area.
Mhm.
It's this very large like lake uh, area where they've got full walking all around it, and the swans are not just there organically. They have some of those really fun swan themed paddle boats, or where you can go out there
Yep.
and have those fun dates with you and someone else to kind of go out there in this swan look boat and just get out there on the water. That's a fun excursion. And they set up all these cool little like nature stops along the way where like turtles can climb up on it or birds can nest and hang out.
Mhm.
It's everywhere all around and there's cool art. There's a downtown Orlando. So Orlando's a hip, young, happening place with all the trendy shops and boutiques and stuff. And they've got cool artists and art pieces set all around Lake Eola. My sister lived within walking distance of that, and that was just a really cool place to go around and clear your head. So, yeah,
Oh,
that's an
yeah.
awesome place for condos and apartment living. If you're interested in that, let us
Let
know.
me clarify something really quick because a lot of people have that misgiving about otters. So I want to be sure that people don't go, "Hey, you don't know what you're talking about." Sea otters are totally different than river otters. And
Okay.
the sea otters are the ones that are really docile, and you can go, if you go to the zoos or the aquariums, you can hang out with them. If you want to pay extra to go in the rooms and just I would love to do that sometime. It's the river otters that can be dangerous, and they basically grow as big as they're allowed to eat. So as much as they can eat, that's what judges their size that they end up getting up to. So yeah, they can be pretty vicious, but
They are
I
deceptively cute,
yeah.
I will say. Like there's nothing cuter than otters and baby otters and how they like sleep holding
Stick with
hands
sea otters.
when they're on their back.
Yeah, those are the sea otters. Yeah, those are the sea otters. So
I gotta get that
that's
straight.
a
Yeah, I
different
guess
animal.
different temperance. Come on, you can't just lump them all together, just like so many things in
That's
life.
right.
So I'm going to jump into an article that was shared to us tonight by Cinderella, who is on the dream team, but just couldn't make it to the show. Still brought us some great content. Budget friendly kitchen updates to bring this conversation a little back toward the real estate spectrum. We're starting to see things like the stock market going up and interest rates, as we were talking about last week, kind of signaling that money is coming back to be a little more affordable, and all of a sudden maybe people are more bold about doing some more things, investing in homes or changing up some updates. But when you want to sell it, you're maybe not looking to go high budget. But what are some budget friendly kitchen updates you could do to make it still look good for resale, or just make it good for yourself to live in there? So they got some fun examples that can go a long way for relatively low cost. One of the things we always hear when we're doing showings is paint is easy. And paint is pretty easy, especially when we know a lot of good contacts. And painting the cabinets can go a long way, either just to freshen them up, make them look more vibrant, or certain colors are more contemporary. We can get with a style consultant on that. Snazzy little things says that it's saying, well, DIY can make it like $95 budget. That's pretty cool. But when it comes to doing the sandpaper work and the prepping, a lot of times spraying a cabinet with the kind of paints that a professional painter would look good on that. Stick on tile by backsplashes. They said that's like up to like a $50, 20, $50 per square foot. Backsplashes usually aren't too big. That's an interesting way to do it yourself. Um, updating your light fixtures. Yeah, that a lot of people haven't gone that way. And that can really beautify a kitchen wall, to just add some sort of new light that's not just the typical ceiling. And also area rugs. That's interesting. Like you oftentimes think that the space between your kitchen triangle can use some sprucing up. Put a pretty rug there. I like this one where it says chalkboard wall. So apparently, I don't know if you've seen this, but when you come into those places and they've got like walls or doors or something where they actually just draw right on it, that's oftentimes something that's done with just a paint material that you go, and it says it takes a couple hours to install, got to wait for it to dry. And then basically you have that substance on the wall where you can it says it's great for the kitchen because you can write little reminders, you can write recipes, you can draw pretty little doodles and let the kids have fun with it. And it's just as easy as like getting a wet cloth and wiping it off to look brand new for the next round of chalk. Cabinet hardware is fun. You can do all kinds of things. It's just really just screw off the knob if it's just round and you think that's boring. Kitchen hardware looks like oftentimes flat like this. Like a lot of the contemporary ones, you just basically see this. But we just sold a house recently that had Disney themed characters on the kitchen hardware, and that was really I mean, our office in our main farming area is Celebration, Florida, the town built by Disney. And so seeing Tigger, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Pooh Bear, all over that, I think these were pretty much what they had. That this is coming up on Pinterest, of course, right? Where else would you find fun custom hardware like that? So yeah, I mean, just a couple more things. It's about installing those magnetic knife strips. Those can look cool like against the kitchen backsplash, but I've also seen them hidden, like tucked under the cabinet, even if you don't want the knives to look too intimidating in displays. Like at the bottom of a cabinet, you can put the magnet and the knives just kind of go under that and they become sort of invisible, but still useful. And the other thing I saw that was interesting was a pot rack. And I'd love to know where you all stand on pot racks, people watching, because they can often look, like this dangling over your kitchen island. Do you want that there as all just sort of hanging within reach? Some of them can get pretty cool, decorative here, but sometimes you just maybe don't want it all dangling and clanging out of mind. That's why you'd be tempted to get some really pretty stainless steel ones or something. Otherwise, they also recommended kitchen pegboard. If you don't want it all dangling above your kitchen island necessarily, they got this option here. And these prices that you're seeing coming up here, that's where the budget friendly comes in mind. This is like 30, 40, 60 bucks. So yeah, fun little way to still do some new things with your kitchen. But kind of bouncing off the role of updating, I think you had some something about rooms to remodel, Tanya.
Yes, we'll discuss the most popular rooms to renovate in a home, according to a study that was done this year. Whether you're thinking about updating your space for your own enjoyment, or if you want to attract future buyers, you want to pay attention to these trends. As we know, open floor plan has been very popular and has been a huge hit over the past decade. But we're starting to see a shift. Recently, in an interview, Rachel Schultz from Realtor.com said that after COVID, the pandemic played a significant role in this change. People are craving now more privacy in their home, leading for a longing for more traditional layouts. With the open floor plan, which is not going away, we're seeing more homeowners considering enclosed spaces that have a bit of separation. And whether you're drawn to open spaces or more closed off layouts, one thing is for sure: renovating certain rooms can not only enhance your living experience, but also boost your home's appeal for potential buyers. So if you're planning to remodel, the most popular rooms to consider are: number one, the kitchen, which is the heart of a home and always a smart investment. And number two, we have the guest bathrooms, a welcoming touch for visitors, of course. The primary bathrooms are number three, where luxury and relaxation meet. Number four is the living room, which is perfect for making a statement of what you're about. Number five is the guest bedrooms, because who doesn't want a well-appointed guest space? The primary bedrooms are number six. The laundry rooms are number seven, where function meets style. And number eight are closets. An organized closet can be a game changer for your home. Number nine are dining rooms, which, they bring everyone together. And number 10, we have home offices, which is a must have in today's remote work world. And it's worth noting that according to this study, the median spend on these renovations has gone up compared to last year. However, if you're looking at upgrading your living room or home office, you'll be happy to know that costs in those areas have remained steady. So whether you're planning on a full-scale renovation or just a few changes in your home, keep these trends in mind to make the most of your investment.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I do think it's interesting that in the cases like the guest bathroom and the guest bedroom were higher on the list than the primary bathroom and the primary bedroom. I'd imagine that comes down to cost, because it's like that's a list of like what people are updating, and just you're due to the sheer like square footage difference and the amount of expense that goes into that. It's probably leading into it, because I'd imagine that you ideally want to do your primary first in these cases. But that is interesting. And I think that the closet's actually a good tip for potential resale as well. If you want your house to stand out in a sort of cluttered market, the closets could really be a differentiating point, because a lot of people, they just kept it the builder grade with like that sort of plastic wiry thing with the the lines, and a lot of people don't like that in the closets with the shelvings for that way in the closets and the laundry room even. So if you kind of have a more California closet or some like solid surface for people to lay things down on in those closets, I think people do prefer that, and it might not be the craziest expense just to make that switch out. So
Okay.
that's cool. Yeah, and even with dining room, that's interesting because their dining rooms have become sort of less mandatory. You used to think that was an
Yeah.
essential, just always have to have it part of a house. And I've seen people turn that in like just another sort of a second living room, a hangout room. We just had a client who they have these kitchens now have such big islands and such like bar stool seating where just people just kind of all hang out there or hang or eat in the living room in front of the TV because it's just got this massive space. And he just made his dining room into like a gaming space. So,
Wow.
like he made it into his man cave. So that's
That's amazing.
yeah. Well, yeah, we're always we know a lot of cool interior decorators as well who
Hmm.
help with that. And it's kind of speaking on features in a home. You found a really fun article that I think a lot more and more people are going to appreciate. I think pet ownership has just gone up and up in our country. And how are our homes accommodating our four-legged family members?
Well, I think that people in general are really coming to the understanding and they're coming together as far as your pet is it's really a family member. It's not just your pet. And so when it comes to taking care of them, making sure they have everything they need, there's also that feature of getting what you need in order to, make your life easier working with them. For instance, I don't have a pet washing station in my house like this article does mention, but I have a huge, farm sink in my kitchen and my dog is small. So, it's perfect, with a handheld faucet. But this article has a lot of good information. I just wanted to hit on a couple of points. One was a lot of these things. Now, if you're building from the ground up or you're coming in when you or if you're purchasing something that's already under construction and you still have time to make some changes, there are pet washing stations that can go, they don't have to go in the house, but they can go in the laundry room, which might be in your house. They can go in the garage.
Hmm.
And it's not that big of an expense. It's really not going to affect your mortgage in the long run. The other thing to remember is that a lot of homes have the walk-in showers anyway with big bench seats in them. That makes it perfect, providing your handheld has a long enough hose, you can definitely reach them. A lot of this is, again, talking about convenience, comfort for your animal, and makes it less stressful. I mean, I just took my dog to the groomer today, and when I picked him up, you thought he was dying. So he was, "Wah, wah,"
Very dramatic.
it was incredibly dramatic. So, but it is, more comfort for them. It's less stress on them, especially if you have an animal that is, tends to be high strung or is easily excited or easily, upset. If you have a pet that has, is very attached to you, has separation disorder. There's a lot of that going on. If you have a Chihuahua, you probably understand what I'm talking about. But there's a lot available out there. Just kind of, you got to think outside the box. But when you go looking for these options for your pets, make sure that you, do a lot of research because it's probably easier out there than you would think. There's, mud rooms, that kind of thing. If you have bigger dogs and they like to go for a walk, no matter what the weather looks like, and here you can leave on a walk with your pet and it'll be, sunny and cloud, sunny and bright outside, and
You said the W
10
word.
minutes of
That's gonna,
exactly, yeah, the
fairy godmother
WAKL
real
word, yes.
estate dogs in the room, and when you said WALK,
Oh,
it
did she?
started perking up in the background.
Oh,
So yeah,
that's
you
hilarious.
heard
Hi,
you.
Miss Missy. Hi,
Yeah,
Missy
and
Elliott.
one of our viewers said in the chat that that the dog on the website looked like her dog. So that's cool. I'm glad you feel seen.
Yep.
Glad you feel represented.
Yeah, but mudrooms and where was I? I got lost on the I said the WAKL word. ALK word. When the dog, when you return, if you got a big dog, like here, you go out, it's sunny, it's bright, and 10 minutes into the walk, it's pouring down rain. So, those are good
In Florida.
options. But that's what I was talking about. We're in Florida, but yeah. So just something to think about. I would really not have thought about this until I saw this article. I thought this is really interesting,
Butler's
and
Point.
yeah. So
This looks
lots of good
decadent, but you know
solutions.
what? This in celebration, we have at our downtown area a place called
Ooh, yes.
Wolfgang's Bakery, and like really will make pastries that look good enough to like be appetizing to a person for a dog. So this town pampers its pets big time. And so yeah.
Yes.
So if you're interested in this was newhomesource.com. Lots of different ways to give you creative ideas for how to make your home more pet friendly, or what features you would look for in a home that would make it pet friendly. Like when I changed out the carpeting in my place for hardwood flooring, the cat suddenly was adjusting because she would be so unheard and quiet on the carpet, and all of a sudden now her footsteps would be heard by me, and so then she changed the whole pace of her walk just to still be sneaky, because that's just what they want to do. They want to sneak up on you, and it's surprising that I thought that from now on she couldn't sneak up on me, but she found a way to suddenly still pop up right next to me.
Oh, that section you just pulled up, that was the other point I forgot to make right there.
Yeah,
When you're talking about changing your outdoors, if
okay.
you're, you move into a place and you're going to do some landscaping, if your pets spend time outside, make sure that you research what kind of plants are might be toxic or poisonous to them. For instance, who would have ever, I didn't know until, I was way into adulthood that poinsettias are very poisonous to cats. So even to
Stuff.
have one on your table during, Christmas. So I'm sure a lot of people know that now, but that was something that was new to me, 10 or 15 years ago. So yeah, so just be very careful with that.
And cats have such vertical access. Like they'll jump on the table, they'll jump on the counter, and this. They'll
Oh yeah.
nibble a little bit of anything. So yeah, that
Oh
is
yeah.
good.
Yes, they will.
On yourself of what you got around. If it looks pretty, it might still be not the best choice. So just like with people, right?
Wow.
Wow, I like it.
That doesn't apply to anyone on this panel. Okay, we are equal on the outside and the inside here at Near Disney, and that's our motto when we represent you in real estate. So,
Same about you, Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just setting up fishing for compliments there. We'll just kind of shift that over to the current landscape. Like we said, like, hey, interest rates look like they're going to get the Fed might do a cut in September, and that might influence people's decision right now if they're on the cusp of deciding renting versus buying and what makes sense. But I would also just throw it over to Tanya with what you can share about the latest with that.
Yes, let's tackle one of the biggest questions people face when it comes to housing, renting versus buying. Both options have their own set of pros and cons, as we know, and the right choice is really dependent on your personal situation and your goals. So, if you're on the fence about whether to rent or buy, stick around because we have more information on this every single week. Um, we start with home ownership. For many, buying a home is seen as the cornerstone of the American dream, which really is. It offers stability, it offers equity. So you can build equity over time and the freedom to truly make a space your own, which is very beautiful. Whether that's through decorating, renovations, or even just enjoying the peace of mind that comes with not having a landlord and obeying their rules. You know what your monthly mortgage payments will be. Hopefully, you picked a fixed mortgage, and you can put down your roots, become part of your community. Make friends. It's a beautiful opportunity when you buy a house in a neighborhood that you love. Let's not forget, though, that owning a home has significant financial commitments. So it's important that you're very well prepared by a realtor, or you're working with someone who's preparing you for that step. It requires a
Our
substantial.
phone numbers are listed below.
Oh yeah, our phone numbers are listed below. It requires a substantial upfront investment, and often in the form of a down payment. And you're also on the hook for all the maintenance and repairs. Plus, owning a home can also sometimes limit your flexibility, but we can get through all those hurdles with you, which is why we're here to teach you and to show you different ways that you could own a home. Now, let's talk about renting. Renting can be a great option if you're looking for lower upfront costs and more flexibility. There's no need for a down payment, and your monthly expenses are lower, relatively, because nowadays rents are going up and up and up. um, you also have the advantage of not worrying about property taxes and maintenance. However, renting does not allow you to build any equity with your monthly payments. Some people might even say that you're throwing your money away. So that's also something you want to keep in mind. Like I was mentioning earlier, rents can increase with each lease renewal, and you have to abide by the landlord's rules, which may include restrictions on pets, decorating, noise levels, etc.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
which option is better really depends on your priorities, and if long term stability, ownership, and building equity are important to you, we highly recommend you get in touch with one of us so that we can show you the different ways that you could purchase your first home. Or if you're an investor, we could also help you find those new deals for you.
Yep. A lot of people come to us just for rentals as like a stopgap in between like a year, where they're just figuring out their new situation. They want to scope out the
Mhm.
area, want to scope out to see if this is where they want to invest in for the long run. Because if you make a wrong choice, then if you want to move again real quick, then there's capital gains if you're not going to stay there for another 2 years. So renting can be a sort of let's just feel this out kind of situation. We talked about a really good rental last week that we have listed in Celebration that is fully furnished, comes with a garage, and as and is a great uh, in the Celebration proximity there. So but also want to bring highlight a newer listing that we just got for single family home. This is truly beautiful, located in an area Celebration. Um, called Nash Drive, and I will be excited to bring up this video of a single family home for you, and I'll go over a little bit about pricing and why else it's special. So just please enjoy this right now. Oh, the little crescendo right there at the end.
That
Kind of
was
caught me
great.
off guard. Yeah, but beautiful home. Yes, that is in Celebration,
Beautiful home.
Florida, East Village, 1065 Nash Drive. That was 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, over 3,700 square feet. We listed it at 1,800,000. You saw that incredible conservation view, that large screened-in pool area that came with a summer kitchen, massive walk-in closet in the primary that had its own laundry in it just for the primary, as well as the main house having a laundry, and those windows all up, was letting in, pouring in that natural light. And you love to see office space in addition to the bedroom space and upstairs living room area. I love that soaring ceiling look when you come in and it's just way up there. It just makes me feel so roomy. I just like to feel free and open there. So beautiful home on a beautiful lot. And we're so excited to have it. So if you or anyone you know is really in love with Celebration, the town that was built by Disney, has that great proximity to the downtown that we love to talk about, and the Orlando International Airport, that is a premium price. But you know what? You deserve it. That's what I said. That's true. So we appreciate you so much watching. You all deserve the best. And thank you so much to the panel offering up those articles and that commentary, sharing your expertise. These numbers really do ring us. I like to say that the comment section goes on forever. The chat goes on with our phone numbers. Please get in touch with us with any real estate questions. We're here for you.
Hey, one more thing, Elijah, about the buying versus renting and your that beautiful video that you just showed.
Yeah.
One of my mortgage brokers let me know today he ran a streamlined FHA through one of his lenders, and it came back at 4.875.
Whoa.
So things are coming down, people.
A percentage with a 4 in there.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a high 4, but it's a 4.
Yep. Hey, that is great news. That is going in the right direction. So yes, please take advantage of that. Please be in touch with us. It's not just us that you build a relationship with, our amazing contacts that we've built over the years with all our expertise. So we would love to provide all that to you. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you tuning into the show. And I'm going to let Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, send us off. Take care.
5-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.